Hello fans of Reggae Boyz commentary, this is Candy coming over from Fox's Fans TV again to do a video on West Morgan again, and this time we're going to be talking about the summer tournaments coming up and whether West Morgan should play in them tournaments and or whether you should miss them. Simon Preston has asked me to come on the channel to speak about that, so you lot's Jamaica, Reggae Boyz, you lot got a busy summer, especially June and July. You got two cups which I think a lot of you would probably want to do well, compete, especially the Caribbean Cup. I think you guys can win that because I don't know many high prestige teams in the Caribbean Cups, but the Gold Cup, that may be a tricky one. Mexico, America, I'm pretty sure they're in that. Not 100% sure, but I think you'll be able to compete in it. So he's asked me to, like I already said, should West play in these tournaments and miss pre-season? I did ask him to send me the dates of the tournament, so it'd make it more easier. So the Caribbean Cup is June the 22nd to June the 25th, so it's a 3-day tournament. I don't think there'll be many teams competing, but then the Gold Cup is from the July the 7th to July the 26th. Now, I don't really need to know which countries these tournaments are played in, because it's going to be all the way on not the other side of the world, but far away from us. So I don't think travelling and all that won't be a problem, because it'll pretty much be the same distance wherever the tournaments will be held. So now, how I'm going to relate is that the season finishes, if Leicester reach the Champions League final, which I fucking hope they do, his season would finish around the June the 5th, because the final's on June the 3rd, I'm pretty sure, yeah, June the 3rd, so, and then, let's say they'll all go on vacation after, whether or not we decide to have I forgot what you call it, what do we have, like a party, like the trophy gets shown around the whole city, bus open top bus tour parade. That's it. If they have that, then it may go on for a couple of more days. But yeah, the season should finish by, if Leicester don't, then let's say end of May will be done in the Premier League, and then the Caribbean Cup is on June the 22nd, so he'll have 2 weeks off, and then depending on his fitness, I don't even think he'll be able to play in that, because if he's had a 2-week break and then the Caribbean Cup is at the end of the month, I think that's the wrong time for him, because most players, as soon as the season finishes, they go on their vacations, they go on the piss pretty much, and when they come back, they're overweight. The first week of pre-season is sharp. But the worrying thing for me is that Caribbean Cup is 3 days, so that's fine. I don't mind West Morgan playing in a 3-day tournament, but the problem for me is that Gold Cup, because that Gold Cup is probably around 9 to 10 days later, and that is from the beginning of July, when pre-season will start for us, to the end of July, which is when all the players are getting towards their peak condition. And the good thing about this year is there's no World Cup, no Euros, no Copa America, so we'll have a lot of our first team players ready from the July the 1st, when pre-season starts, to the end of July, when most players will be at their peak. And that was the key for us winning the Premier League, because we had all our players straight from day one, whereas this season Vardy only had a 10-day pre-season at best. Pre-season does help a lot. So yeah, it will be bad for Morgan if he does play in the Gold Cup, because they'll have literally no pre-season. We don't know what his fitness levels will be like. Obviously he's going to be playing game time, so his game sharpness, he'll have good match sharpness, but will he be fatigued out? Will he have to miss the first couple of weeks of the season, because it's just going to mess his pre-season up, because sometimes he'll be resting a lot, so before the Caribbean Cup starts he'll be resting a lot, and then he'll be playing football for a whole month, and then the season technically for us will start around August the 16th, that's just an estimate. So yeah, it would mess up West Morgan's plan, and I'm pretty sure he must have decided, and I forgot what the age of West Morgan is actually. Let me just double check that, because that could play a huge factor. Because for me, I still think he's got one more season left in him, and which will be next season. He is 33 years old. If I was him, I think he'll play the Gold Cup and retire, because I think he'll want to retire on playing out on a tournament. But for me, he should call it a day and just basically not participate this summer. If he wants to play in the Caribbean Cup, for me, I think Caribbean Cup should be kind of like his testimonial, and then after that, come back pre-season with us. But you know, it will be bad for Leicester, especially if he does play in the Gold Cup, because that is throughout the preseason period. If it was in June, I wouldn't mind, because it'll have an extended break, which it'll only be one player. We have players to cover him, but that's a whole preseason he's gonna miss, and he is a key player to us. He's our captain, and he'll end up missing a lot of preseason, and I don't know what he'll be like. So I'm not sure if he had a similar situation 2 years ago. I can't remember clearly, but for me, he should play in the Caribbean Cup, retire on that, and then Gold Cup, just basically retire on the Caribbean Cup and don't participate in the Gold Cup. But you know, that's up to him. You know, if he wants to go on a high and, you know, try and win the Gold Cup, because I think it is possible, then that's up to him, because it's his career and he should do what he wants. So that's more or less gonna be it for me, guys. Leave your thoughts, of course, in the comments down below. Do you think, what sort of West Morgan do you guys think you'll get? Will you get the one that's played last season? Will you get the one that's played recently, you know, really good, or will you just get one that's basically played for Nottingham Forest, because they are a shit team and he was shit then and we made him a better player? So yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments down below.